Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So Imane Khelif sat down for another interview and called out Elon Musk once again, claiming to have suffered emotionally as a result of the scrutiny during the Paris Olympics. This all began when the IBA made the claim that Khelif and Lin Juting both failed the gender tests on the run-up to the World Boxing Championships in 2023. Both Khelif and Juting claimed that they were born female, claimed that they were born women, and their supporters have been saying the same thing ever since. And the IOC said that their passports and legal documents say female. So for them, that's enough. Both athletes are yet to do their own gender tests to prove that the IBA's test was wrong. Both boxers signed the IBA's documentation to confirm that the tests were done and to confirm their decision to ban them from the World Boxing Championships. And neither boxer contested the decision. Khelif did begin the process, but decided to withdraw from contesting the decision. And while many of us believe that these boxers in their countries or in their respective countries were incorrectly classed as female when they were born, because maybe there's differences in how much knowledge there is on DSD, the IBA said that these boxers were well aware that they're male and were deceiving these various sporting federations, trying to pass themselves off as female. This is according to the IBA, or this is what was reported. So it is believed that these two boxers were born with DSD, differences in sexual development. But even with that condition, you are still either male or female. Many believe they have the same condition or similar condition to Caster Semenya.
The medical terms, what they tell me, my testosterone, being born, without the uterus, being born with internal testicles, those don't make me less a woman. It's just the differences that I was born with, and I embrace them.
There's a lot of confusion in the reporting around this. Obviously, there have been some cases in the past where women born as women have naturally high testosterone levels, and sometimes there have been cases where it's transgender women. Do we know which it is in this case?
It's never about naturally high testosterone levels in women. When they talk about females with these high testosterone levels, they're really talking about males with disorders of sex development. And in some cases, rarely happens in developed countries, but in some cases, babies born with these disorders are wrongly labeled as female, and then they grow up and go through male puberty, and everyone then knows they're male. They have, I don't know these two individuals in particular, but this is well documented now, for example, with Caster Semenya, that they have internal testes, they produce testosterone, they go through puberty, they have all those advantages. And frankly, the prospect of these people boxing against women, if they are male, is terrifying. And we should be very concerned. And the IOC should be very concerned, but seemingly they are not.
It ended up coming out that Caster Semenya has XY chromosomes. Because Semenya filed some lawsuits, that information ended up getting divulged. Until then, people were saying that Caster was simply a female who has high testosterone and is being punished for having high testosterone. Turns out, Semenya has XY chromosomes. Semenya is male. So Khelif has also filed a lawsuit mainly related to cyberbullying, a cyberbullying lawsuit. And Khelif's legal team mentioned Elon Musk, J.K. Rowling, and even Donald Trump. Well, Trump gets blamed for everything, so that doesn't surprise me. But the claim was actually filed against social media platforms, including X, rather than specific individuals. However, it has been left up to prosecutors to determine who they want to go for. So they may end up going for individuals as well. French law leaves it up to investigators to determine who is at fault, whether it's a person or an entity. But it just so happens that it's the most wealthiest of people whose names keep getting brought up. And once again, Elon Musk's name was brought up in a recent interview. So most of the criticism leveled towards Khelif was during the fight against Italian female boxer Angela Carini. Everyone remembers the images of her crying, and the boxing match didn't even last 2 minutes. Khelif also hit back at false claims, claiming that this person was transgender, saying that these claims brought shame upon family, upon the country, upon the Muslim religion.
Elon Musk a relayé sur X un message de la nageuse américaine Rowling clamant que les hommes n'ont rien à faire dans les sports féminins. Quand quelqu'un d'aussi puissant que Elon Musk vous attaque, qu'est-ce que ça déclenche comme harcèlement en fait?
إيلون ماسك كان هو مبالك من الأوائل اللي قام بهذه الحملة.
So they talk about when Elon retweeted Riley Gaines. Riley Gaines' tweet had the following caption that simply said, "Men don't belong in women's sports." Elon quote tweeted that, saying, "Absolutely." And Elon Musk, to be fair, has 197.2 million followers. So Khelif said, Elon Musk was one of the first to attack me during this hate campaign. He posted this video and it was retweeted. So he was one of the first to have spread this buzz, this campaign against me. So Khelif was speaking to French outlet Clique, where Khelif blamed Elon Musk for all the hateful messages that were received during that time. Khelif also spoke about the impact it had on loved ones. I would say, you hate me, but you don't even know me. I don't even know why you led this attack. You have been cruel to me, cruel to my family, to my mother. At the time, my mother was going to hospital every day. So I don't understand the behaviour of people today. God is my guide. I am a practicing Muslim woman. I am a Muslim Arabic woman, and I got through this moment. I hope I will be even stronger in the future and come back even more motivated. So Khelif's mother said, my child is a girl. She was raised a girl. Imane is a girl who has loved sport since she was 6 years old. I will always be there for her. She's honoured the national flag. She is our role model. In their respective countries, for whatever reason, they were incorrectly labelled as female when they have XY chromosomes. With XY chromosomes, they should have been classed as male. It's as simple as that. But this does happen. And I do have compassion for people who were born with DSD, especially if you were told you were one thing and it turns out that, that happens to be incorrect. I do have compassion for people who are born with these conditions and are dealing with these conditions. But that compassion is very hard to maintain when you see somebody who is male punching women in the face in the name of sports, being in a category that they don't belong in, endangering female athletes.
Fiona, I've got some statistics here that say that men have a 90% increased bicep strength and 162% greater punch power, meaning that the average man's punch has 2.6 times the force of one delivered by a woman. Are the Olympic Committee putting women's lives at risk?
I think there can be no doubt they're putting women's lives at risk. But bear in mind that this is their stated policy. They have said that there should be no presumed advantage for trans-identifying males, what they call transgender women, or for people with differences of sex development, which is what we believe applies here. What that means is they are saying that if you're male, but you say that you're a woman, that's what they think is important. And in most other sports, this is not allowed, certainly in the biggest Olympic sports. But what's happened in boxing is that it was always sex-based. It's one of the few that never got this wrong because of the safety issues. But the International Boxing Association has been de-recognized by the IOC for other reasons to do with corruption. And so these are the IOC's own rules now being played out in boxing.
Because even when you're born with abnormalities, you are still either male or female. And if you're female, it's very easy to prove that. Even if you have abnormalities and don't have, everything that females typically have, your chromosomes will not lie.
I'm trying to say that the medical lab result looks and says the laboratory that this boxer is male.
So the IBA said that Khelif and Yuting failed to show that they have XX chromosomes. So they were therefore not female. The IBA were criticised for not showing the actual findings of the tests and revealing all the details. But they pointed out that legally they were unable to do that because this is private medical information. And allegedly, the boxers themselves didn't want that information divulged.
Between the 15th and 26th of March. Both boxers entered the championships, and at which point, on the 17th of March 2023, both boxers were asked to take a further blood test. That happened, and on the 23rd of March, the results came through, and it demonstrated the chromosomes that we refer to within the technical and competition rules that make both boxers ineligible.
And let me tell you something. Everybody knows that these boxers are male, even their supporters. Everybody knows that these boxers are male. They were born with XY chromosomes. Even Khelif's coach has confirmed this. A former coach of Khelif's has confirmed this. There's a reason why Khelif was removed from sparring against women while training in Spain and was paired with a more appropriate partner, a man. The IOC have more or less confirmed it. But their approach is, we don't care because of passports. As long as the legal documents say that these people are female, that's all that matters to us. And they're all four males competing in women's categories. Their policy says it, so they don't care. And I'm inclined to believe a lot of the supporters of these people don't care. They don't care about women getting punched in the face by male athletes. All they want is for these people to be given what they want, regardless of how it affects females, regardless of how it affects the female athletes. They're perfectly happy for the females to be collateral damage in pushing this agenda of blurring the lines between male and females. Khelif's coach himself said that there were problems with the chromosomes. That's how he worded it. That says it all. If these boxers were female, there wouldn't be problems with the chromosomes. The problem is that they don't have XX chromosomes. They don't have female chromosomes. That's what the problem was. And even the coach said that he doesn't care. Because as far as he's concerned, this person was raised as a girl and is known to be a girl. So he doesn't care. I admire his honesty. Khelif's former coach, speaking about the training session in Spain in preparation for the World Championships, that coach said that women were getting injured just from sparring. So they had to stop it. They had to stop pairing Khelif with females. A female boxer who sparred with Khelif has also come forward and said that she was lied to and they gaslighted her, saying that, oh, yeah, Khelif is a bit different because Khelif was raised in the mountains or lived in the mountains. This is what they were saying to female boxers who had questions. So Joanna Namware, she said, Khelif has some kind of internal issues, but he is a man. I will stay by my words until he/she does a test to prove to the world that he/she is a woman. But we all know that won't happen. I think we played 3 to 4 sparring sessions. I have a record of everything. I can confirm that this is a man to me. Male power. Men's techniques, everything. So Namware was one of the lucky ones and she wasn't injured during these sparring sessions. She said, I'm a tomboy. I take a lot of hits and I know how to hold on. But the other girls are not so strong. Khelif's teammates came to me and told me, Imane is not a man. She is a woman and just lives high in the mountains with her relatives and parents. And so there may be a change in her testosterone or chromosomes and the like. So myself and my coach watched Khelif and I said, that can't be possible. Everywhere has people living in the mountains. It's absurd. They really tried to come up with that excuse. In all my times of traveling to mountainous regions, I've never heard of a woman turning into a man or her chromosomes changing due to the mountain air. For people who don't understand combat sports, motor versus bicycle, would the bicycle be faster and win? Or the motorbike? So we all know what's going on. Anybody who's still making the claim that Khelif was born a woman At this point, I'm of the conclusion that you just don't care. Just like you don't care about trans-identifying males competing in women's categories. You believe it's their right, and they should be allowed to do that if that's what they want to do. Never mind how it affects women. You're the same people who defend men fighting in women's categories in MMA. You're the same people who will defend a man competing in jiu-jitsu against women, pinning them to the ground. If the IBA's test was illegitimate because they've been labelled a corrupt organisation or whatever, then Khelif and Yuting have had plenty of time to do their own legitimate test. They've had every opportunity to do that, and we're still waiting. Why make the emotional argument? Just take a DNA test and get it over with. Why doesn't Imane do that? 2 letters, X, Y. And on that note, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves. Like, comment and subscribe. And God willing, I will see you in the next video.